Hey film fans, welcome to CinePro, your ultimate hub for all movie recaps, from heartwarming classics to the latest blockbusters. The film starts with Genie, who is with his wife and kids living in the heart of the sea. They say to him, "Look, Dad, these are the boats we can live in, not like the one you make us live in." He replies, "If you knew where I was imprisoned before I had you, you wouldn't see this boat as small. Let me tell you the story from the beginning." He starts narrating the story, featuring Aladdin, whose muscles are weak, but his mind is sharp enough to defeat an entire army. He has a hand that can steal your fingers without you feeling it, but he only steals enough for food and drink for himself and the street kids. This is Abu and his apprentice in theft. There's the Sultan, the city's ruler, and the tiger of Princess Jasmine. This is Jasmine, and this is Jafar's parrot, the evil sorcerer whose dream is to enter the cave to get a magic lamp. However, the cave's guardian refuses entry to anyone unless they have a pure heart. He brings several people to enter, but each time the guardian kills them. At this time, Aladdin is trying to make a living by stealing. A girl approaches him, and while talking to him, her friend steals from him, but he catches her hand and says, "It's a shame to steal from a thief." He takes back the item and later exchanges what he stole for a bag of food. He eats half and gives the other half to the street kids. Meanwhile, Princess Jasmine goes out among the people in disguise. She finds these children staring at the bread but unable to touch it, so she gives each one a loaf and walks away. Uncle Gamal, the vendor, says to her, "Are you stealing, miss? Return the bread you took." She replies, "I don't have money." He says, "Then give me the bracelet you're wearing." She refuses, and he's about to attack her, but Aladdin intervenes, saying, "Wait, Uncle Gamal." Aladdin says, "Don't interfere, street kid." The vendor says, "I'm your friend Aladdin." Aladdin says to the vendor and says to Jasmine, "Trust me and give me the bracelet." She refuses, but he takes it from her hand without her noticing and gives it to Uncle Gamal, saying, "Don't upset yourself." He leaves, and Jasmine tells him, "You're crazy. This bracelet means a lot to me." He shows her the bracelet and she's thrilled, asking how he took it back. Meanwhile, Uncle Gamal searches his pocket for the bracelet and realizes Aladdin stole it. He gathers his men and chases them. Aladdin tells Jasmine to stay with the monkey and he'll guide her to the right path. They go in different directions, jumping over rooftops until they're cornered. Aladdin jumps to the other side and tells Jasmine, "Focus and trust me, you can do it." She listens and jumps at the last moment, landing on his lap. She thanks him for helping her out of several problems that day. He takes her to his humble home, a tower where he lives, and shows her the city from above. She can't believe the beauty of the city. She says his home is beautiful, and he confirms his name is Aladdin. She introduces herself as Dahlia and thanks him for all he's done. She asks if he's the princess's servant, and he confirms. They talk about how the princess hasn't been seen by the people for years. He tells her about the guitar he has, which his mother taught him to play before she died. She asks about his father, and he says both his parents died when he was young, leaving him alone in the world. He lives day by day, stealing to eat and sleep, hoping for a better tomorrow. But every day is the same, with no progress. He feels alone, with dreams he can't achieve. She shares the same feeling. At that moment, they see a ship, and she becomes anxious. He reassures her it's just a suitor coming for the princess. She says she must leave to prepare for the princess to meet the suitor. She asks for her bracelet, and he gives it to her, but she realizes it's missing. She feels betrayed, thinking he stole it. He tries to explain, but she leaves. Back at home, Aladdin is saddened, but his monkey gives him the bracelet. Aladdin tells the monkey some people shouldn't be stolen from. Jasmine meets the suitor but rejects him due to his arrogance. Jafar advises the Sultan that his daughter must marry to secure alliances. The Sultan agrees with Jafar, but Jasmine is upset and leaves. Jafar plots to find a pure-hearted person to enter the cave and retrieve the lamp. He learns of a thief in the palace with a clean heart, and that person is Aladdin. Jafar plans to use him to get the lamp. "The entire palace and you came all the way here?" He says to her, "It's a simple thing." She tells him, "You're not normal. How are you in the palace as if it's your palace?" He says to her, "I'm ready to do more than that to get your bracelet back." She asks, "Really? Where is it?" He says, "It's in your hands. You're wearing it." She looks at the bracelet and is amazed. He says, "Sorry, it was a misunderstanding. My monkey stole it." She says, "But that's a monkey." He says, "My monkey isn't my son." At that moment, the maid comes in. She asks who ordered tea. Jasmine says, "I did, Your Majesty," and points from behind Aladdin. She says, "You're the princess, and I'm your maid." Indeed, the maid understands and can't believe she's living the role of a princess. She tells her, "Hurry up, girl, to wash my feet." She says, "As you wish, my lady." At that moment, his tiger comes to Aladdin. She tells him, "You must leave now." He says, "I'll leave, but I'll take this from you to see you again." He leaves, but one of Jafar's men stops him. He tells him to come with me, and he goes silently and meets Jafar at the cave. He tells him, "You're doing all this for the bracelet? By the way, I didn't steal it from the maid." He says, "Which maid, man? How can a maid wear a royal bracelet like that?" He says, "So you mean the one I was with is Princess Jasmine?" He says, "Exactly. She was being kind to you like any other citizen. I'm waking you up so you don't think she's impressed with you or anything. I was like you, a simple thief, but I stole a treasure that elevated me to the top. I became the Sultan's minister. I'm willing to take you to the top and make you the richest person in the city. Then the princess will be impressed with you, and you can propose to her for marriage. But that's in exchange for a service from you to me." He asks, "What is the service?" He says, "You will enter a cave with countless treasures. Among those treasures, you will find a lamp. You will bring me the lamp and not take anything else, no matter its value." Indeed, he descends into the heart of the cave, which is something extraordinary: gold, diamonds, and many things. But Abu can't control himself, and he was about to steal, and Aladdin wakes him up. Suddenly, he slips on a diamond, but the magic carpet supports him. He says, "Wow, a magic carpet. I thought your story isn't real." The carpet points to him to remove the stone that has been on it for thousands of years. Aladdin says, "All right, I'll remove it for you, man." Indeed, he removes the stone from it. The carpet, out of happiness, dances left and right and then hugs Aladdin. After that, he keeps searching for the lamp until he finds it. He takes it from its place, and nothing happens. At that moment, Abu a diamond dazzles his eyes, and he can't control himself and takes it. Suddenly, the guard tells them, "You touched a forbidden treasure. From today, the sun won't rise on you again." A volcano erupts from every direction, and they keep running left and right. Aladdin jumps from above, and the magic carpet saves him at the last moment. They head towards the door. They are almost out, but suddenly a stone takes the carpet down. Aladdin tells Jafar, "Give me your hand." He says, "Give me the lamp first." He says, "I'll get out and give it to you." He says, "The lamp first." Indeed, he gives him the lamp. He says, "How about you take my leg instead of my hand?" He steps on his hand and throws him down. At that moment, his monkey descends and hits him, throwing him behind Aladdin. Aladdin is about to fall to the ground, but the carpet saves itself, saving Aladdin. They land on the ground, and his monkey surprises Aladdin by giving him the lamp. He had stolen it from Jafar, and Jafar is searching for the lamp, thinking it fell from him in the cave. Aladdin says, "What a fine mess we're in. How will we get out now?" The carpet points to the lamp, so he rubs the lamp, and out comes the fierce monster, the terrifying genie with a light heart. He says, "Who is the lucky one who released me? I still have a vow and owe you 3 wishes. Where's the monster who released me? Please, my little one. Where's your father and your uncle? Bring me the man who released me." He says, "I'm the one who released you." He says, "Man, this is a job for the kids, man. Let me rest for 5. He says, "Are you asking me?" He says, "Look, my brother, now I'm a servant to you." He says, "With your size, I should be the servant to you." He says, "It doesn't work that way. Haven't you heard the story of the genie and the 3 wishes and all that?" He says, "Honestly, no." He says, "I'll tell you the story and show you a glimpse of my abilities." He starts singing and does some graphics. He finishes dancing and he asks, "What do you think?" He says, "You're really amazing, but I didn't understand anything that happened." He says, "Are you kidding? The whole song was instructions. Anyway, all you need to know is that you have 3 wishes with me. But there are certain things I can't do, like making someone fall in love with someone else, bringing the dead back to life, or knowing the future. Anything else I can do." He says, "Okay, the first wish is for you to get us out of here." He says, "All right, fasten your seatbelts and get ready to leave." They spin a loop and go out, and they make an unprecedented exit. He says, "Thank you. Have you been trapped in that lamp for a long time?" He says, "About 1,000 years." He says, "Okay, regarding the wishes, will they all be here or what?" He says, "No. You can ask for them at any time from me, but you must have the lamp in your hand." He asks, "Will you walk with me like this in the street? People will notice." He says, "No, man, I can be very natural." "Look," he says, "no, not very natural. You're still blue." He says, "Don't worry." "Here, man," he says, "your hair." He says, "Don't joke. This is my style and I love it." He says, "All right, man." He says, "Okay, what will you wish for?" He says, "Honestly, I don't know. If you were in my place, what would you wish for?" He says, "Wow, believe it or not, no one has ever asked me such a question." He says, "I've never gone out like a waiter. Here you go, sir. At your service, boss. At your service, chief. I wish for freedom, my brother. I want to be free." He says, "Is that difficult? Free yourself, man." He laughs. He tells the carpet, "Look at your friend. He wants me to free myself." The carpet also laughs at him. He tells him, "I can't free myself. It's the owner of the lamp who I wish would free me. And who would find the lamp and waste one of the 3 wishes to free me?" He tells him, "I, my friend, will use my 3rd wish and free her." He replies, "You're dreaming, man. Humans never get enough of wishes. If you had 1,000 wishes, you'd use them all in a day." He tells him, "No, I'm not that person. My dream is very simple." He says, "I caught you. I knew from the look in your eyes who the girl is that stole Aladdin's heart." He replies, "A princess." He says, "Oh my, a princess of your heart?" He replies, "I am not joking. She's a real princess, but she's smart, has a light spirit, and is very beautiful. Surely she won't marry someone like you. She'll marry a sultan or a prince like her." He says, "What do you say? Why not turn me into a prince?" He tells him, "Be careful. That's the 2nd wish." He says, "Go for it." So he told him, "Hold the lamp and wish." And indeed, he holds the lamp and makes the 2nd wish. He says, "Let's go." He takes him near the city. He asks, "What would you like to wear?" He replies, "Look, I don't know anything about royal life." He tells him, "Leave it to me, prince. What do you think of this outfit?" He says, "It's very heavy." He replies, "I noticed. I need to think a bit." Got it. He dresses him in a regal outfit like never before. He says, "Wow, I look amazing and unbeatable. I'll be the talk of the town." He replies, "You're right. The outfit is very nice. Do you think anyone might recognize me?" He says, "Impossible. This is the magic of the genie." He asks, "What will my name be? And from which tribe?" He replies, "Prince Ali, from the Ababu tribe." He asks, "Is this a real city, or are you making it up?" He replies, "Why, my friend, are we joking? We need something big to enter with." He turns his father into a donkey. He says, "But that's too small." So he turns him into a camel. He says, "We need something bigger." He turns him into an elephant. He says, "Don't worry, Abu. It won't take long, and I'll turn you back." And indeed, they move towards the city. They make a grand entrance. No prince has ever proposed to Jasmine like this. They made a party in front of the palace. People keep talking about it. The ruler, Jasmine, and Jafar are utterly amazed. They finish dancing and enter the palace. Aladdin tells the genie, "Why are they late?" He replies, "Oh, they're just coming." And indeed, the ruler and Jasmine welcome him. Jafar asks, "Is there really a city called Ababu?" One says, "Yes, they're just coming." And indeed, the ruler and Jasmine welcome him. Jafar asks, "Is there really a city called Ababu?" One says it's in the south, and another says it's in the north. Aladdin corrects the situation. He says, "We have 2 branches, one in the south and one in the north." Jafar says, "But I've never heard of this city." The genie says, "It's very close from here. Come visit us there." The ruler says, "It seems like a new city emerges every day, Jafar." Aladdin lightens the mood and laughs. The genie pats him on the back. He tells him, "Don't touch me." He pats him again. He tells him, "I told you not to touch me. Tell them we brought gifts." He says, "We brought a lot of gifts." "Did you really bring gifts?" He says, "Would we come empty-handed?" "Bring in the gifts." And the gifts come in. Aladdin tells them the names of the gifts, which he doesn't even know. He sees something covered. He tells them, "Guess what this is? It's very expensive." Jasmine says, "This thing is just a wheel." He replies, "Whose wheel? I paid for it with my heart's blood." She asks, "Why did you go to such trouble?" He replies, "For you, my dear." They are shocked. Jasmine asks, "Do you mean I'm for sale?" He replies, "Exactly like that. No, I didn't mean that. Don't misunderstand me." The genie tells him, "The lamp's protector is in the awkward situations you put us in." Jasmine leaves him and walks away. The Sultan tells him, "You honored us, son. We have a party tonight. We hope you'll join us." He gives him a lady's salute. He says, "Certainly, Your Highness." The genie says, "That's a lady's salute." Look, I've lived for 10 years. No one has burned me like this before. Oh my God, I rely on him." And indeed, at night, they go to the party. He finds Jasmine in front of him. He tells him, "Look, you go to the princess and I'll charm her maid. I'm a servant and she's a maid, so we'll get along." And indeed, he's going to her. The arrogated prince enters. He returns and sits by the water basin. The genie sees him. He asks, "Why didn't you go to her?" He replies, "Someone beat me to it." He tells him, "No problem, wait your turn." He replies, "Whose turn? Every turn is a chance, man." He tells him, "Consider it however you want. Go talk to her, man." He tells him, "What should I say to her?" So he controls him and pushes him forcefully. He tells her, "I'm sorry for what happened. Surely I didn't mean to buy you. I just meant that there are many gifts." She tells him, "The dance. It's time to dance." And she leaves him. The genie tells him, "Go and dance with her." He doesn't know how to dance royally, so the genie controls him by force and starts making him dance. At that time, he dances with Jasmine, the most skilled dancer in the country. He dances with Jasmine, who is stunning. The important thing is that he finishes with her and dances alone. Everyone is amazed by his incredible performance, including Princess Jasmine. She leaves him, and he's surprised by her departure. The party ends. The genie asks him, "Did you enjoy yourself?" He replies, "Of course, but what drives me crazy is that she left the party and walked away." He tells him, "Go to the maid and take her to have a drink together." He asks, "If the maid knows I'm a genie, will she agree to marry me?" He replies, "Man, this is a temporary situation. Serve your brother, man." And indeed, he goes to knock on their door. He tells her, "Good evening, honey." She asks, "How did you get past 48 guards and come here?" He replies, "I'd walk through fire for your eyes, beautiful. Will you accept this flower from me?" She takes the flower from him and says, "Wait a moment." She closes the door, filled with happiness. She comes out to him again and asks, "What do you want?" He asks, "Can we walk and have a drink together?" She closes the door again, and Jasmine tells her, "Go with him." She opens the door and says, "I don't mind." She goes with him, and Aladdin jumps to Jasmine from the balcony. She tells him, "Stay where you are, don't move. The tiger will twist our ears." "How did you come from the balcony?" He replies, "I came with the magic carpet." She laughs and tells him, "I looked at the map and found no existence of the city of Ababu." He asks, "How come?" "Look at the map carefully. It's there." He keeps calling for the genie in a low voice. He hears him, so he appears to him on the map and draws it for him. He tells her, "There it is." She asks, "How?" "I searched well for it. How did I not notice it? You know, we will tour the whole world with this map." He tells her, "But you, princess, can travel anywhere in the world." She says to him, "Seriously, I'm imprisoned. I can't leave captivity." He says to her, "How about I take you on a tour?" She asks him how. He says to her, "I'll show you how." He knocks on the plate and goes down to get what fell. He finds the tiger in front of him. "Say your prayers before you die." But the tiger licks his face. He does it with love. Jasmine is surprised. He says to her, "Will you come with me?" She asks, "Where? And how will we get out?" He says to her, "Look, this world needs an adventure like this exactly." He jumps off the balcony. She gets scared for him, but suddenly he appears to her with the carpet. He asks her if she will come, and she says she'll go. She goes with him, and he takes her around the entire city. Jasmine is very happy, and then he takes her to the simple people while they celebrate. He treats her naturally, so she realizes he is Aladdin. She tells him, "Look, the monkey Abu is down there." And he says, "Impossible, because Abu." "Abu, who?" She tells him, "I had a feeling you were Aladdin." And he says, "No, I'm Prince Ali." She tells him not to lie. "You're Aladdin." He says, "No, the day we first met, and you were disguised among the people. I was also disguised among the people as a poor young man. But in reality, I am Prince Ali." She tells him, "You know, since I met you, I've seen more of the city in 5 days than I had in my entire life." He tells her, "Okay, I have to take you home immediately." He takes her home and says, "See you tomorrow," on the carpet. At that time, Jafar's parrot is watching them, and he goes to tell Jafar what he saw. Aladdin tells Genie about what happened, and Jasmine tells her servant friend about what happened. On another day, Jafar is told why he is framing Aladdin. He asks him, "Where's the lamp, Aladdin?" He says, "What lamp?" And, "Who is this, Aladdin?" "I am Prince Ali." He ties him to the chair and asks, "Where is the lamp, Aladdin?" He says, "Where is Aladdin? I am Prince Ali." He tells him, "Listen, this lamp will achieve my power. "This lamp will make me on the throne." And the lamp was in the cave, just like the carpet you have. That carpet was in the cave. "Where is the lamp, Aladdin?" But Aladdin stiffens his head and throws it in the water. At that time, Abu takes the lamp and the carpet and runs to save Aladdin. But Aladdin falls into the water, and of course, the carpet can't get up. So they throw him the lamp in the water. Aladdin tries to reach the lamp, but as soon as he reaches it, he faints. At that time, his finger touches the lamp and the genie comes out of it. He says, "What's this, man? What's this?" "Aladdin, get up. Speak. I can't get you out unless you ask me. How will I act now?" "Got it." He takes out a contract from the court. Aladdin asks him to save him. He holds his hand and signs it. He hides the contract. He pulls Aladdin out of the water, puts him on the bed, and revives him. He thanks the genie and says, "The truth is, saving you was the work of the entire team." He thanks them all. He tells him, "But that cost you a wish, and you signed it." He says, "Man, saving my life is worth the world and everything in it. The important thing is we stop Jafar. He's a vile person, intending harm to the entire city." He tells him, "It's not easy." The Sultan trusts Jafar blindly, and Jafar tells the Sultan that Prince Ali came to plan an attack on us and fled at night without anyone noticing. Jasmine tells him, "Did you see him with your own eyes planning and fleeing at night?" He says, "Exactly like that." "And then what's your problem?" She tells him, "My problem is that Prince Ali is still here. He's in front of you in flesh and blood." Jafar tried to kill Prince Ali. He tells him, "Jafar, what have you done?" So Jafar turns the stick on him. He bewitches him. He tells him, "You know I am loyal to you, my lord." He tells him, "Exactly. Listen, Prince Ali, you came here without an invitation and we must punish you." Jasmine tells him, "How is that possible?" But Aladdin runs to Jafar, takes the staff from him and breaks it. The magic is undone, and the Sultan tells him, "Jafar was bewitching you to obey him." He tells him, "Jafar, you were the only minister I trusted." Hakim, imprison Jafar in the dungeon. And indeed, Hakim imprisons him in the dungeon or leaves him and walks away. But his parrot enters the key into the dungeon and escapes. The Sultan tells Aladdin, "I have accepted your marriage to my daughter, Prince Ali." He is very happy, or leaves and walks away. The genie tells him, "Congratulations, my friend, but I'm surprised how you gave up Aladdin so easily." He tells him, "So what do you want? To bring back Aladdin, the street dog?" "People change, genie. I thought you'd be happy for me because I'm marrying Princess Jasmine and I'll make my last wish to free you." He tells him, "If my freedom comes like this, then I don't want it. I've been living for 10,000 years, and everyone who got me out of the lamp, I dealt with them for business. They'd ask for 3 wishes, and that was it. But Aladdin, I consider him my friend and brother. I didn't love Prince Ali. I loved Aladdin." Oh, he leaves him and goes into the lamp. Aladdin gets upset with himself. He decides to return to his life again. At that time, the parrot sees what happened. Oh, he goes to inform Jafar. Jafar follows Aladdin. He steals the lamp from him without him noticing. He rubs the lamp, and the genie, as soon as he comes out, is shocked. Jafar is extremely happy. He returns to the palace. The Sultan tells him, "Your escape won't help. Your time is over, Jafar." He tells him, "Over? I'm just starting now." He rubs the lamp and the genie comes out to him. Everyone is shocked when they discover that the person who was with Prince Ali was actually a legendary genie, and the servant who truly loved him is very sad. Jafar tells the genie, "My first wish is to be the Sultan of the city." And indeed, the genie fulfills his wish, making him the Sultan of the city. He returns the lamp again. At that time, Aladdin searches for the lamp and doesn't find it, so he knows that Jafar stole it from him. Jafar tells Hakim, "I am the Sultan now. Arrest the former Sultan and those with him." And indeed, they arrest them. But Jasmine tells Hakim, "You know that what's happening is injustice. The power doesn't belong to Jafar. Don't forget my father's support for you. Your father was a simple farmer, and you were a small soldier. My father trusted you and gave you the position of army commander." Hakim is moved, and he tells the men to arrest Jafar, but Jafar asks them where they are going. He rubs the lamp and tells the genie, "My second wish is to be the most powerful sorcerer in existence." He tells him, "As you wish." And indeed, he makes him the most powerful sorcerer in existence. Jafar goes to talk to them, and Allah reaches the family. Genie points to him about the lamp, so he runs to get it. But the parrot tells Jafar, so Jafar stops him in his place. He brings him forward and says to him, "The Sultan and Jasmine, this is Aladdin, a con man, a thief, and a player." Jasmine is shocked because Aladdin's true personality is not disguised. He apologizes, and Jafar tells him, "I will exile you. I will kill you in the most horrible way possible." And indeed, he hides him, and Jasmine and Genie can't help him. He throws him in the snow. Jafar tells the Sultan, Jasmine, and the maid, "I can kill you right now, but I will marry your daughter and make you watch me rule your city." He continues to play with them like that. The maid runs to him, so he stops her too. Jasmine says to him, "Enough, leave them, and I agree to marry you. Leave them now." And indeed, he leaves them. The carpet taps on Genie's shoulder. He tells him, "Aladdin sent me." Aladdin gets up and keeps searching for him. He finds them hanging in that hole, so he goes down to rescue him and hugs him. But suddenly, the mountain falls on them, and nothing happens to them. Aladdin doesn't know what to do and submits to his fate. But suddenly, the carpet arrives, and hope returns to Aladdin again. Jafar brings the priest, and the wedding ceremony begins. He asks Jasmine if she agrees to marry Jafar, and Jasmine is focused on the lamp and doesn't respond. Jafar approaches her and tells her to agree. She snatches the lamp from him and jumps off the roof. Aladdin takes her on the carpet and keeps running, but Jafar sends the parrot after them, and the parrot keeps chasing them. The lamp falls from them, and the parrot catches it. At that moment, the Sultan runs to Jafar and hits him, and the magic parrot loses the lamp at this time. The Sultan runs to Jafar and hits him, and the magic parrot is freed from him and returns to its normal size. The lamp is heavy on him, and Abu snatches the lamp from him. The Sultan tells Jafar, "You have no value. Aladdin will finish you off." Jafar gets upset and takes the stick and creates an air vortex. The carpet struggles until it tears and dies, and the vortex throws them in front of Jafar. He tells the ruler, "What do you think? Is this good?" He lifts him in the air with Jasmine and the maid in front of Aladdin and Genie. He tells Aladdin, "What do you think? I am the Sultan. I am the strongest, and I have the lamp." He tells him, "All of this is not enough, Jafar. All that you have is not power." He brings him forward and tells him, "I can destroy you and the entire city right now." He tells him, "Still not enough. All that you have is thanks to Genie." He tells him, "Well, if I take the lamp, he will be my slave too. Then I will order him to destroy you, and he will destroy you easily because he is the strongest being in existence." Jafar gets upset and tells Genie, "My last wish is to make me the strongest being in existence and stronger than you personally." Genie understands Aladdin's game and tells him, "You mean you want to be stronger than me personally?" He tells him, "Exactly." And indeed, he turns him into a genie stronger than him by far. He tells him, "Now Allah, I am currently the strongest being in the world." Suddenly he finds his hand cuffed, and a magic lamp is made for him. He tells Genie, "What did you do to me?" He tells him, "I turned you into a genie with a lamp. You will be a slave, and whoever releases you has 3 wishes." The parrot tells him, "I'll leave you now, Jafar." He tells him, "Where to?" "You will enter the lamp with me." And they both enter the lamp, and Jafar's magic and evil end forever. Genie takes the lamp and tells him, "Come on, my dear, to the cave. Let's see who will release you from it." Allah takes the carpet to Genie. He tells him, "Don't worry. I'll return it to you as it was." And indeed, he returns it as it was, and Allah hugs the carpet. Aladdin reassures the Sultan. He's about to leave when the Sultan tells him, "Wait, my son. I don't know how to thank you." He tells him, "No, you deserve all the best, and I'm sorry for lying to you, especially you, Jasmine. You deserve the best person in existence." He goes to Genie and tells him, "What is your last wish? Do you want me to turn you into a warrior? Or do you want me to change the law that the princess can only marry a prince?" He tells him, "Can you change the law?" He tells him, "Of course, ask me, and I'll change it immediately." He tells him, "Okay, prepare for the last wish. The last wish is to free yourself." Genie is shocked, and the cuffs start to loosen from his hand, and the lamp disappears. He tells Aladdin, "Is this for real? I can't believe it. Okay, ask me for something." He tells him, "Go get me some water." He tells him, "Get it yourself." He gets very happy and hugs Aladdin. He tells him, "I don't know how to thank you." He tells him, "I have to thank you for what you did for me." The Sultan and Jasmine see how much Aladdin sacrifices. He tells him, "What are you going to do in your new life?" He tells him, "I will marry this maid. I hope you accept my marriage proposal." We want to have a boy and a girl. She tells him, and live on a boat in the middle of the sea. He tells her, and the boat shouldn't be too big. She tells him, and the boy and girl should look like you and me. He tells her, exactly. At that time, the Sultan tells Jasmine, this Allah is a very good young man. Here, my daughter, take the ring of power. From today, you are the Sultan. Change the law and marry Aladdin. She gets very happy and hugs him, and Aladdin is about to leave. She runs after him and says, wait, young man, the Sultan is talking to you. He tells her, at your command. It seems I'm in trouble. She tells him, exactly. You are under arrest because you stole my heart. And what a theft. Each of them marries the one they love, and they live happily ever after and have children. And here the movie ends. Don't forget to like the video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell button if you want to join us.